Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Summer is right around the corner and that means it's time for some summer book recommendations and also my summer TBR because I've got a few books that I want to read. But first of all, we are going to start off with the book recommendations. So I made a few piles next to me. I have one that is just some romance books because we love a good summer romance. Then I also have some literary fiction and some other genres. So I've got some books for fantasy and for some mysteries. So that is kind of the plan. So let's head into it. We are going to start off with the romance section and especially starting with queer romances because slay. So first of all, I've got Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake, which is a summery small town romance type of vibe. It's sapphic and it's very fun. There's a wedding happening and lots of fun wedding activities. And yeah, this is a little series, so if you like the first book you can also read the second and third book, which I'm currently actually reading, and they are so fun. I absolutely love this series. So yeah, if you're looking for some small town vibes, definitely pick this one up. Next up we have The Lucky List by Rachel Lippincott, and this is so fun. This is kind of like summer vacation, I think, and we're following this girl who is doing her mom's bucket list and it's so fun. There's a little romance happening obviously, and yeah, it's very fun, very summery, also I think small town, and just fun vibes. Next up we have You're the Problem, It's You by Emma R. Albin, and while talking about this one it's also important to mention More Than a Best Friend by Emma R. Albin, because More Than a Best Friend is the first book for the Mischief and Matchmaking series, I think, and this one is the second one. They are set in the 1800s and it's very fun and they get up to a lot of schemes and it's super fun to follow all of those stories, so I would definitely recommend this as well. And next up we have the duology Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. This is also very fun, but it also feels a little bit more like literary fiction, like the writing style, but it's definitely still a romance. We're following Aristotle and Dante while they basically fall in love over the summer, and it's also very sweet and fun. And next up we have The Falling in Love Montage by Kiara Smith, which is a book that is set during the summer holidays, of course. It's like a more so pessimistic girl who wants to experience summer in all its glory, and then there's this other girl who loves rom-coms and wants to, and they make an agreement that they do the falling in love montage steps together, but with no strings attached kind of. And I just remember that I really enjoyed this one as well. And now we are heading into some other romances. These are all straight romances. So first of all, Be Treat by Emily Henry. I'm sure you've heard about it. It's such a fun vibe. It's two authors who are neighbors at their beach houses at I think Michigan Lake, and it's super fun, and yeah, they swap genres and do research and stuff, I think it was, for each other, and it was very fun and I would definitely recommend that one. And while talking about Emily Henry, I would also like to mention Funny Story because this book is so fun. It's basically two people who just broke up with their long-term relations, or no, who were just broken up with by their long-term relationships, and both of their basically exes got together and now they live in the same apartment because why not? And it's super fun. One of them is a librarian, I think, and it was super fun. Fun summery vibes, and yeah. And then I would also like to mention Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, because that one, it's about a girl who wants a guy who just moved back to town to fall in love with her, and her neighbors helping her out. So we can all guess where that is heading. The last book for kind of this section I want to recommend is Nora Goes Off Script by Anna Monaghan. And that book is such a fun vibe. I read that one last summer and it was definitely the perfect setting for it. It's kind of about this woman who's a screenwriter, and she made a movie and it is being partially filmed at her house, and then there's this actor who won't leave, and it's super fun and I would definitely recommend that one as well. Now, heading into the kind of literary fiction genre, I want to talk about 3 books by the same author, which is Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like if you want a fun summery time, definitely pick one of her books, because they just always feel so summery and I love them so much. So first of all, I've got Maybe in Another Life. I absolutely love this book. It's set in Los Angeles, and basically it's 2 different timelines because, or it's kind of hard to explain. So basically this girl makes a decision that is going to change her life, and then you basically follow both of the different decisions that she could have made, and it's super interesting to read about that. I absolutely loved reading this because just like the impact that one decision has can change your life forever, and I think that is super interesting to read about. Next up we have Daisy Jones and the Six. This is so amazing. I love this one so much. It's basically about a band in the 70s and it's like rich people and there's also a very good TV show that I would 100% recommend watching after reading this book because so good. And last but not least for this section, I have Carrie Soto's Bag, also by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And this one is set in the 90s and it follows a tennis player. She was a retired tennis player, but somebody's about to beat her record and she doesn't want that to happen, so that's the vibe. And we just follow her throughout her life to like see how she got to the point where she was. And now for the last section, we have 3 books. First of all, we have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is like the only mystery kind of book that I could think of that was kind of summery. If I remember correctly, probably not really, but the setting of like a lake house kind of already gives me summer vibes, so yeah. And this one is so interesting because it follows this woman who is struggling with her job and stuff, I think. It's been a while since I read this one as well, if you can't tell. And yeah, some weird things are happening around her and she tries to figure out what's going on, so that is very interesting to read about. I just wanted to have a little mystery as well because sometimes you just need a little mystery, you know? And now we are getting to the fantasy books for this video. First of all, I want to talk about Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. It's technically not set during summer, but it gives off summery vibes just by the like magicalness of it, I feel like. I don't know if that makes sense, but whatever. So yeah, we're following this girl, Evangeline, who makes a deal with the fate, and that's basically all that's going on. It's very interesting and very like captivating. You just want to keep reading and know what's happening, so definitely would recommend this one as well. And last but not least, I want to talk about Percy Jackson, because technically, yes, this is like for middle schoolers, but I personally loved reading this one. I read this like almost 2 years ago, I think. And it's just such a fun vibe. It's set during summer because it's like summer camp. And yeah, it's like Greek gods and all of that jazz. It's also a series, obviously. So if you like the first one, you can continue reading this series, which I would definitely recommend doing. And yeah, it has a big font. And I mean, that is all you need in a book, you know? big font, quick, easy read, fun time. Yeah. Let's head over to my TBR for the summer. First of all, I would love to read the Emily Henry books that I haven't read so far. So we've got Happy Place, Book Lovers, and You and Me on Vacation, because my sister is like the biggest Emily Henry fan and I know a lot of people are. So I finally want to get around to reading all of her books, or at least like her newest books. And I really loved Funny Story and Beach Read. I read those two last year, so I think this summer might be a good time to get around to reading these because all of her books give off summery vibes. Then I also want to read A Curse for True Love, which is the third book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. And I already read like 30 pages of this, but then I wasn't in the mood for fantasy anymore, so I didn't continue reading this, but I really want to pick this one up again, so hopefully this summer, because the covers just give me summer vibes, so that is the plan. I would also love to get around to reading Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, because I've also heard a lot of good stuff about this author. I never read a book by her, so I would love to get around to reading this one. And the last book for now is Girls Like Girls by Hayley Kiyoko. Is that how you say her name? I don't know. It's summery vibes. It's definitely queer as far as I know. And yeah, I'm not really sure. It's also pretty short, which I think is good for a summer book. I think this could be a very fun and quick read, which we do love that. So yeah, these were all of my summery book recommendations and my summer TBR. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, maybe like, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!